You're looking at a 2019 Kia Stinger, but new for 2019 is this specific GT line option. It's $10,000 less. It's got a 4-banger instead of a 6, and you don't have as many features as you do on the GT or GT Premium. So with that, let's jump into our perks, quirks, and irks. So right at the top, here's a quirk. The windshield is contoured as opposed to being a straight line. Might make it a little more challenging to find replacement parts in case you got to replace your windshield. And irk, because these are for show, I don't like them. Gives me a nice, clean, smooth hood. I'm a happier guy. Perk, I love the turn signals. There's 9 little LEDs and they're just absolutely gorgeous. Another perk, because it's the GT line, you'd think they may have sacrificed on LEDs. False. They kept the LEDs up front and in the rear. I really like that they did that. Very nicely done, Kia. 18-inch wheels versus 19. It's not a quirk, it's not a perk, it's not an irk. It's, you know, it's irrelevant to me. The wheels still look great and the car drives incredibly well. Perk, you still have your dual exhaust or quad exhaust if you count the actual pipes. Very cool there. Orange turret signals, LEDs in the rear. I love it. And irk is that it's a manual trunk. Still a fully opening one with the glass and the trunk lid, but there's no one touch and it opens all the way. One touch releases it, and the other means you got to push up all the way. Along with that irk, it's not a power trunk, fully manual, no button to close it. So not a deal breaker for me, but just, you know, it's a thing. In case people don't know what you're driving, it's a GT line. There is one of 4 badges that I will tell you about. Still all-wheel drive, so that's a definite perk. Jumping into the back seats, no option for heated seats. It's not really an irk for me. Just wear long johns or a long coat or put a blanket over your legs. That's my thing. I can see how some people may not be a fan of it, but you know, whatever, no big deal. You do have temperature controls back here. Very nice. Get your 12 volt as well as your USB back there. So good job on that, Kia. That's what your front looks like. We'll jump in there right now and take a look. Before we do, definite quirk is that they've put GT line in the headliner, or not the headliner, sorry, the headrest, both passenger and driver's side. So that's kind of cool. And the 4th mention of the GT line is at the bottom of the steering wheel. So Kia really wants you to know you're driving a GT line. Nice way to kind of separate it with a little bit of extra badging. No memory seat options as you have in other Stinger offerings. Let's jump in. Split the 4-ways off, keep it a little quiet. There's a 7-inch screen versus the larger one. I'm not going to say it's an irk. You know, I realize you've got to sacrifice some things if you're saving 10 grand on it. But you know what? Whatever. I lived with it for the week and I had no problems. A huge perk is the car just feels like a premium vehicle or a luxury vehicle. Just the fit and finish is absolutely gorgeous all the way throughout. And I'm happy Kia didn't sacrifice that when they were considering what to equip this GT line trim with. Steering wheel, still flat bottom. I'm going to give that a good old P for perks. Yeah, there we go. Another perk is the car is mostly the same overall. I'll get into the things that we don't get in this GT line offering. Definite quirk is you can pick your lights as far as interior colors go. So you scroll down to lights, you hit OK. Oops, let me get out of that. Come on. You get lights, ambient light. You can choose the brightness as well as the colors. So white, blue, yellow, red, green, blue, violet, and back. Back's not a color. Anyways, there's still a bunch of cool options that you have here in the Stinger GT line. You get your drive modes, same as usual. Gear shift, PRND, very nice. A massive perk is that they kept a wireless charger in there for this GT line trim, GT Lite, whatever you want to call it. So for 40 grand, you get a wireless charger. Well, not only 40, you know what I mean. Heated seats up front, very cool. Heated steering wheel and the auto on off. So that is definitely a perk for me. Let's quickly talk power. So with this vehicle, it's a turbo 4 and it spits out 255 on the horsepower, 260 on the torque through an 8-speed auto versus the bigger 3.3 V6 with 365 and 376 pound-feet of torque. So yes, it's noticeable. Anyone that tells you it's not doesn't know what they're talking about. Obviously, it's not as fast, not as quick, not as crisp, but it is still very respectable in this specific GT line. And I keep saying GT line because, well, I don't want you to get this confused with a GT or a GT Premium. Anyways, no roof sun. That's all. Terrible word, Jay. No sunroof option in this. There it is, and there it's not. So, I get it. The weight, the cost, everything costs money. So, again, not the end of the world there. What I do like, it's a 3-stage heated seat, just to jump back there. So back, 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 1, 2, 3. Same thing for your lucky passenger as well. Piano black trim, bit of a, to me it's an Irk because it shows a ton of fingerprints, and I've tried to be very careful to use this little push handle here, but you can see just how present the fingerprints are themselves. A perk, I love this. I love that there's 3 separate dials as opposed to just the 2 rectangular ones. Another definite perk, we'll call it a quirk too, is the key. Kind of looks like a little trigger if you're gonna like light some fireworks or do some demolition thing, which is just really cool as opposed to just being the buttons on the face of it. Buttons are along the side as well as there. That pretty much wraps it up as far as perks, quirks, and Irks goes. I like the car. The smaller engine still puts out, and it puts out very, very well. Now, you're not going to get all the safety features. This car does come with a rear cross traffic alert as well as a blind spot monitoring. Shows up on the edge of the side mirrors. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's where my finger is. Yeah, so you don't get the lane keep assist and the driver alert system and the autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Keep in mind what you're paying for and what you're getting and how it's relative. Also, a bit of a quirk, you do get a tilt and telescopic, but there's a manual little lever for it right there, so as opposed to the power ones in the other vehicles. Let's stay here for the last bits of the vehicle. So you still get leather seats, and they're damn comfortable, but it's not premium Napa leather, so you're not getting everything. But again, keep in mind what you're paying and what you're getting. 9-speaker audio versus 15 speakers. To me, that's an Irk because I'm not a fan of the audio system in the car. There's a look at one of the speakers and the bottom speaker as well. For me, audio is very important. I'm a musician, so I pay a little more attention to it. And I just find this 9-speaker system didn't do it for me as much as the 15-speaker one did. And I thought it'd be a little bit better, better sounding. Sorry. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, if you agree, if you disagree, what your thoughts are. That's a nice little look with the sun. Anyways, just don't be distracted. All right, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Hit that bell to let you know when I put a new video up. And we'll be I never get the endings right. We'll be back sooner than later with our next review.